All right, we're going to be looking at percent composition. So percent composition is by mass, and it tells us what percent of the mass of a mixture or compound is made up of each substance or each element in a compound. So in this example, we have a compound that contains 2.63 grams of carbon, 0.37 grams of hydrogen, and 0.58 grams of oxygen. What percent of the compound is oxygen? So to find out what percent is oxygen, you're going to take the mass of oxygen and put that over the total mass, and then multiply by 100. So the mass of the oxygen from the problem is 0.58 grams of oxygen. And the total mass, so we're going to need to add together 2.63, 0.58, and 0.37. We add those together and get the total mass of the mixture, which is 3.58 grams total. And then we multiply that by 100 to make it a percentage, and you find out that it's 16.2% oxygen. So it's pretty straightforward. Just take the mass of the oxygen, or whatever you're interested in, and put it over the total mass, and then multiply by 100. Here's another percent composition problem. This one's a little bit different, because this one, rather than giving us the mass of each substance, they just give us the formula. So we have the formula Na2SO4, sodium sulfate. The easiest way to do this type of problem is to assume we have 1 mole. If we have 1 mole of this substance, then we can use the molar mass. All right, so for sodium sulfate, we want to find out what percent is sodium. So we need to do the mass of sodium over the mass total, and then multiply by 100. So to figure out the total mass, we need to add together the mass of sodium. So we're going to look this up on the periodic table. We'll find sodium on the periodic table, and the mass of sodium is 22.99, or 23 grams per mole. So for the sodium, we have 2 sodiums in each of our molecules. So we have 2 times 23 for the sodiums, plus for the sulfur, so we'll find sulfur on the periodic table. Sulfur is 32. So you have 32 grams per mole for the sulfur. And then we have 4 oxygens, so we're going to do 4 times the mass of oxygen, and the molar mass of oxygen is 16 grams per mole. So by doing this, we're going to figure out the molar mass of the compound. And so for that, you get 142 grams per mole. All right. So now we're going to take the mass of just the sodium. The mass of just the sodium is 2 times 23. So you need to multiply it by 2 because we have 2 atoms of sodium in each molecule. And so that would be 46 grams per mole of sodium. So we'll take 46 grams of sodium over 142 grams total. So it's the mass of the sodium divided by the total mass, and then times 100. And this will give us what percentage is sodium, which we'll find out is 32.4% sodium.